Hi everyone, my dear lecturers and my dear fellow researchers. I'm Chamodaliyanage, representing a group of researchers from Department of Information Management, Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology, Business School. Our topic of the study is a model to manifest the inadequacy of awareness in cyberbullying among adolescents and to accent its dire need. Moving forward with the study, the background can be understood with a brief introduction on the concept that we have focused on as a group. So, our basic focus was lined upon the concept of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can be identified as the use of electronic communication to bully a person by sending an intimidating message or threatening. Cyberbullying has become one of the recent trending topics that is discussed among the society. Schools and universities have become the main scenarios of social actions where the foundation is put to uplift the social interactions and interpersonal skills. So, throughout this project, the intention was to go through the social structure based on the adolescents' mentality and to highlight their engagement on social media and also to point out the negativities that they have faced while surfing through these online platforms. So, the study was focused on discussing the basics of cyberbullying and the matters that have arisen for the adolescents because of the misuse of social media. In terms of understanding the problem that has been focused by ourselves, we have to first see the different forms of cyberbullying. So, harassment, denigration, impersonating, outing, trickery, exclusion, cyberstalking, cyber threats, these are different forms of cyberbullying that exist within the Sri Lankan society. So, when focusing on the Sri Lankan context, we could see that cyberbullying is referred to the willful use of internet as a technological medium where harm or discomfort is intentionally or repeatedly inflicted by targeting a specific person or group of people. The main concern that surfaces when addressing this issue is that within the Sri Lankan society, the subject does not exist as an issue or a problem in the eyes of the public. So it needed addressing. And the mere existence of this dilemma is in the shadows, and the society does not know that this exists as an issue. In terms of understanding the research questions, I believe that you can see that we have focused on specific 4 questions. So the first question that we were trying to answer is what are the current practices of cyberbullying? And here we were trying to see the current practices that exist within the Sri Lankan context. And the second question is what are the reasons that lead towards cyberbullying? So here what we were trying to do is that we were trying to see what the reasons are that lead towards cyberbullying. And the third question is that we were trying to see what are the ways that can be adopted to eliminate this malpractice. Here we have specifically mentioned that cyberbullying is a malpractice and we were trying to find ways that can be adopted to get rid of this malpractice. And the final question that we were trying to answer is how can the ethical practices for cyber usage can be promoted. So we were trying to build up a promotion on the ethical practices of cyber usage. Moving on with the literature review, we were able to categorize our findings under main 4 concepts. So the first concept is the current level of cyberbullying in Sri Lanka. The second one is unawareness on the activeness of Sri Lankan legal framework. The third one is the psychology of the users, and the fourth one is the technological illiteracy. We were able to see that there were more than 400 different cases that were reported in various forms under the concept of cyberbullying, and online harassment is a new form of gender-based violence according to Women in Need. Also, cyberbullying in Sri Lanka is under a new concept and they have identified different types of reactions and behaviors associated with the concept of cyberbullying. Again, we were able to see that local police officers are given trainings to handle the situations, and the person cyberbullying may be creating an unsafe environment by making the target feel that she or he cannot go to school or university without facing violence, teasing, or exclusion. Also, we were able to see that there is a relationship among the cyberbullying behaviors and personality factors. Also, we were able to see that technological illiteracy is making an effect on this concept of cyberbullying among the victims, and most of the victims have become a victim due to posting personal information online. Based on the findings, we were able to come up with this conceptual framework. As you can see, there are 3 independent variables and 1 dependent variables. So these three independent variables make a direct effect to the dependent variable, which is current level of cyberbullying in Sri Lanka. So the independent variables are unawareness on the activeness of Sri Lanka legal framework, psychology of the users, and the technological illiteracy. Once these independent variables act together, the dependent variable, which is current level of cyberbullying in Sri Lanka, goes up. For the research, we were able to focus on an inductive approach, and for primary and secondary data collection, we were able to conduct an online questionnaire and 10 interviews for primary data. We were able to get 384 total responses. For secondary data, we were able to collect information through journal articles and newspaper articles. Our total population target was adolescents within the age of 12 to 22 years in Sri Lanka. And for the sampling technique, we used snowball sampling. For method of analysis, we were able to conduct the analysis through thematic analysis and grounded theory. When analyzing the data that has been gathered, we were able to categorize them according to gender, age, and the province. So in figure 1, you can see the gender, and you are able to see that 256 female respondents were there and 128 male respondents were also there. In figure 2, you can see the age category, and majority of the respondents were within the age of 21 to 23, and the rest of the age group is 16 to 18, which is 146 respondents. And in figure 3, you can see the province, and the majority of the respondents are in Western province, and the rest of the majority is in North Central province. In the fourth figure, you are able to see the social media platforms that were used by the adolescents, and majority have responded that they are using YouTube, which is 324 responses, and 302 responses were falling upon Facebook as well. In fifth figure, you are able to see the social media usage frequency, and we were able to categorize that majority of the users were using daily social media, or they are using social media for every 2 to 3 hours. In the sixth figure, we were able to categorize the reasons for using social media, and majority of the responses are falling upon the reason as for entertainment. So majority were using social media for entertainment, and minority were using for studying purposes as well. And for exchanging information also, they were using social media platforms. And in seventh figure, you are able to see the awareness level on the concept of cyberbullying, and we were able to see that majority were not aware of the concept of cyberbullying, which is 206 responses out of 384. When concluding the study that has been conducted, we were able to see that to prevent this issue of becoming a victim of cyberbullying, there is a high need of awareness on proper teaching of the usage of technological devices. Without proper knowledge of the technological devices, more of the adolescents are getting exposed to cyberbullying. Also, understanding the impact that is made by the technological illiteracy, psychological state, and the legal framework within Sri Lanka has stood as a motor forward in a valid resolution. As a group, we were able to successfully complete this research by aiming to bring forward the identified factors and possible solution for this social dilemma. So these are few of the references that we have referred for the study, and I believe you have understood what our study is and how we have built our conceptual framework for the study. So that is all I had to present to you today based on the time frame. So thank you very much for listening, and have a very pleasant day.